Hey guys, Same Biscuit with another video. And today I'm going to be covering delay on, which is the newest feature on the Quadstick, as in the function wise. It's becoming my favorite function next to delay latch and force off. And the way it works is it triggers an input once it hits a certain mark of delay, which for me, I'll be explaining. Just like everything, you have to put the parameters in it. It's very useful, especially for buttons that are needed inside the game. I have a couple listed right here already, but not as important as other ones. Let me show you how it works. So with delay on, I'm going to show you right here on lines 29 to 33. So if I pull this up on lines 29 and 30, if I center puff it, the B button or circle should activate first, and then the X button, which is a square, A button on the Xbox, should activate after 600 milliseconds. See that? I'm pressing the same button, center puff, but A activates a little bit later. Like I said, these are useful when you have to use important buttons, but are not as necessary as other ones. And I'll explain later. Same with lines 31 and 32. If I were to center sip it, square and triangle should activate, which is X and triangle. Square should activate first, and then triangle. And of course, you have to be sipping it the whole duration in order for the Y button, which is triangle, should activate after 600 milliseconds. So I got 4 up here. For Sniper Elite 3, you're going to need to use binoculars if you really want to tag your enemy or your opponent, which is right 3. Essentially, I had it for left, center, sip, soft, which was not a problem. But it's more ideal to have it ready on another button, which is I decided to put it on left center puff, which is also the action button, which is rarely used also. So what would happen is the X will activate, and then the right 3, and this is what it looks like in the game. So essentially, this is what's going on in the game. When I center puff it, it triggers the A button and then the right stick, since it has a 500 delay, which is very useful because I kind of don't like to sip soft as much as I would just to prefer hard puffs. Another way I would use this is in Halo. This one, sadly, I do not have an example because I don't really want to set up my Elgato. Sorry about that. But take my word for it. I got 2 buttons, which is right center puff. Let me scroll down. I have 2 buttons, which is the right bumper, which triggers on the flashlight, and I also have square, which is reload. And since I don't use a flashlight as much in the game, but it's a very important scene in the level, but if I were to right center puff, it would reload, and at the same time, after 500 milliseconds, it will trigger the right bumper. And if you are going to be playing Halo, this is the control scheme I play on. I will probably write around here or somewhere. So I did have to switch the gaming options to make it work, because I like having the B button on right center sip. Moving on, killing floor. I will show you a video right here as well. But I mean, it's already basically perfect. I just would like to crouch. I would like to crouch at a faster pace. So what I would do is when I reload within the game, at the same time I would also crouch if I hold it for 800 milliseconds. So this is what it would look like. This is what it looks like on the on the control scheme. If I were to right center puff, and this is what it looks like in the game. It's something. It's a feature that's basically a game changer. The same with Dying Light, especially with Dying Light. Eventually in Dying Light, you get like an ability where you can camouflage yourself within one of the zombies. But I got really annoyed when I added them together when I first played. And then it's line 33 and 34. When I first played, and it would always camouflage instead of looting them first. But with this delay on, it actually does the opposite for me. I'm able to loot the enemy or the zombie, and then if I wanted to, I can camouflage myself, which is a lot better and less annoying for me. So a big thumbs up, Fred, for adding this on. I've been waiting for this for like since I first Quadstick. Didn't think it was possible. And this is what it looks like as a script. I mean, on the control scheme, I'm going to left center puff, it'll activate square, and then A. And that's what I want. Here's an example also. Oh god. Sadly, from the forum, and Fred said so himself, that if you want to do like a macro, like for fighting games, Street Fighters, and for Street Fighters, the notorious one is a Hadoken, Ryu's specialty in Ken's. It doesn't work for consoles because they activate all together and they don't turn off. But I think it does work with keyboard. No, I think you can do this with keyboard but not consoles. And I'm going to show you why. If you look at lines 22 to 25, if I were to right center sip, the whole point of that is to create a Hadoken, as in down, right, and square, down, right, and X. But since they don't turn off, even though I put force offs, it is what it looks like. The analog stick has a hard time adjusting to it. Instead of going down to the right, it stays cornered at the bottom. You can see it's trying to attempt it, but it can't really go all the way up. So that's why it doesn't work for keyboards. I mean, consoles, my apologies. But I think it does work for keyboards, but I can't really prove it because I don't play with keyboard options. The only thing I can do is show you basically on text form. So if I go to keyboard over here, made a little tab, I put DSP. So let's imagine D is down, S is right, I should put R, huh? And P is punch. And that will create the Hadoken. And essentially what I wanted was for it to activate each and every one of them simultaneously, and then each of them turn off when needed to. to create the Hadouken. But even if I pull this up, I really can't prove it. So the best way is to just show you on the line what it looks like when I actually activate it. So if I were to center puff it, you'll notice it go from D quickly to S and then quickly to P. And it'll keep activating the P since I'm holding it. See that? It goes DSP instantly. Erase that real quick. Show you again. So again, I really can't test this. Whoa, what am I doing? I really can't test this in the game unless I make a script. Street Fighters or any kind of fighting game I would like. But I mean, it's all trial and error. So if we want to do fighting combinations like for King of Fighters, Street Fighters, Mortal Kombat, this is only for PC users because it can actually use a keyboard. But if you're on console, you won't be able to do this. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, just leave a comment or email me in the description box below. But if you need any more help, go ahead and look up the Shout Wiki Quadstick page. I did make it for people who needs help, and my videos are way too confusing or too long because, you know, I am pretty boring. But I took my time trying to adjust everything and make it look all fancy and whatnot. It looks better on mobile. For some reason on web it looks a little off, but I'm not really a programmer. I will be adding delay on soon, probably tomorrow. And if you have a suggestion on a video you need to cover, go ahead and hit me up. But enjoy, guys. Thanks for watching.